Welcome to Attican Plays Railway Empire. All right, hi, this is Attican, and welcome to the start of a new Railway Empire series. I was in the mood to play a little Railway Empire, so I put out a poll and gave people a vote for Australia, France, Germany, or the Great Lakes. And doggone it if you didn't vote for the Great Lakes. Fairly close contest with Australia, but so the Great Lakes won, and I say doggone it because it is very, very difficult. To get a perfect score is extremely hard on the higher settings, which is, of course, how we're going to play it. So let's go into the scenarios. We'll go to Great Lakes. Now, it's marked medium, and I went back and checked out my old series I did on this, and it used to be called easy, which I remember saying at the time, that's a joke, isn't it? This is a long way from easy. And we're going to set it up as hard as we can, other than the pause. A very hard AI, and there's two game levels, medium and hard. They were called something and pro, I think. But anyway, medium and hard, so we'll play it on hard. And playing it on hard makes it, well,
Are you a
hard.
man or a mouse? This is no time to hesitate.
Okay, we don't have any choice. The general is our guy, which is fine.
Please allow me to introduce
Okay,
myself.
so I'm going to let this guy talk.
Sir Edward William Watkin.
Now, the idea is we're up here in Canada, and this dude here, Sir Watkin, has been sent over here to whip things into shape. So he's kind of our boss.
North American
And
will be united into a self-regulating
we have to
dominion
connect.
or not.
We only have 4 cities to
A
work with. Let me go
requirement
into
for
the
this, however,
track
is
lane.
to take care
You can
of the
see we're
finances
blocked
of the
off
Grand
from
Trunk
most
Railway.
of the map. And the
And
map
after
also
a first
includes a fair
glance at
amount of the U.S.
balances,
Goes way
I
down
am
here
only
down to
conditionally
Baltimore
able to
and New
express
York
my
and
horror in an
New York and
adequate
what have you.
manner.
But we can't touch any of that
You've
yet.
been predestined
We can only deal with this
to lead the
piece
Grand
up here
Trunk
around
Railway
Montreal and
into the
Quebec.
future.
And then we have a
begin
couple
with,
more cities,
I have to make
Saguenay
sure for
and
myself that you are
Grand Lac,
capable of this
Victoria.
task.
And I'll say it just one
Nowadays,
time. I
it is
will
so
mispronounce all
difficult
these
to find
names.
good
The cities,
staff.
too bad.
So
This is
let
how
us
we say them
start
on
with
this channel.
something
So
The connection of additional towns
this
seems
one
to be tactically
introduces
and
snow,
economically
which
obvious to
really,
me
well, you'll
in
see
order
it.
to
You'll
clean
see
up
it.
this mess.
And as most of you know, I don't like to inherit somebody else's mess. So let's just delete everything and take our refunds so we can kind of start over. And I probably should have been doing this while he was talking, but okay, so now we got a clean slate to work with and 2.8 million. All right. I will tell you, I've experimented with this one many times, trying to find the best way to go. There are several ways to do it, and it all, frankly, comes down to a little bit of luck. I'll talk about that in later, and that is, to me, the great flaw of this particular mission, or the scenario. So we're going to use, let's use our new technology. We're going to use train stations with signaling control. These things are awesome. They don't cost a tremendous amount of money. They'll handle a lot of traffic. And they're just great. Isn't that weird how it let me put one up here? I was surprised by that when it happened. Okay, so we're gonna have to lay some track and hook back into our system. So let's go into Montreal to Quebec. And we're going to do this a little bit like sort of a new technology rapid expansion. That's basically what we're going to do here. Let's see here. Track. Now, as you can see, by just getting rid of that tunnel, now the interesting thing is, we'll see if we can, whoops. I think I just threw that track away. Try this again. Yeah, we can build something with no bridges, no tunnels for a very reasonable price. Got some slope, but not a big deal.
The first line is established. Soon, we will have to take care of moving more people into these remote areas permanently, so that these lines will stay profitable.
Set up signals and supply tower. And then before I do anything else, I want to go out here and make sure I've got the last, and this is one of those things you wouldn't know if you hadn't played it before, I have to admit. But I want to make sure I hook this one up, and I want to have the connection going. All right, no tunnels, no bridge, straight line, good deal.
Now let us concentrate our attention on the supply and growth of towns. Sadly, the colonies are limited in their means of production. Many required commodities have to be imported, as there are no suitable industries.
So we finished our first two tasks, and now we've got a new one, deliver meat to Saguenay.
Native commodities
and this is where it gets where we need luck.
Foreign quality goods arrive.
We're going to start out with a warehouse, and I've tried multiple ways of doing this, but we're going to just build a main warehouse here.
Supply the people with everything they need. Only that way you can ensure the survival of new railroad lines.
And we'll build hook up this logging camp, run those logs into our warehouse. And we might as well run our first trains. We've managed to build a lot of track with no trains. Whoops, take that back, we're not ready. We've got to turn on grain, logs, meat, and beer, and max them out. Now we can set up a line. And I'm going to run a bunch of trains and try to get as much wood down there as we can, as quickly as we can before the winter hits. That's the whole thing with this one. Now, now our meat producer is going to be Quebec, and our beer producer is going to be Montreal. So we're going to have lines that run from Montreal to all three cities and from Quebec to all three cities. So that we have, in effect, beer meat lines all over the place. But there's a few key things we have to do here. One of them is, one big difference is that in Montreal there's a beer producer, but that beer producer is actually a trading center. And it doesn't actually take grain and make beer. It takes wood. So we have to run wood in there and trade the wood for the beer. And the same thing in Quebec, we're going to run wood. We ran a bunch of wood in there because we're going to trade the wood for meat in Quebec. So that's the rather strange way we produce our meat and our beer in the early going, is by trade. So we want to get a good supply of logs going into our beer source. We've already got a supply of logs going into this warehouse, which will feed Quebec. And then we want to be able to take those up to Saguenay. So what we're going to do here is run an automatic line between the two cities. But I'm also, in order to get a bonus on when we have the loads without a bunch of goods in them, we're going to put the two special cars on there so we get bonuses. Then we're going to do the same thing with the beer. We're going to run it straight all the way through to Saguenay. And I'm going to hold off for running a couple more until there's some beer to take up there. We should be getting wood in here, creating meat. We had some already stored. We're off to Saguenay, because that's our task now, is to get 35 meat to Saguenay. And our challenge is that Saguenay has to keep growing or it will not take the meat. Furthermore, we have to eventually, now this is looking ahead and I'm cheating a little, but eventually we have to grow Grand Lac Victoria. And the problem there is it's going to, see, it's diminishing and it's already little. It's a small town getting smaller. That is no good at all. So what we're going to do to at least have it break even for the time being is run some grain and some logs in there so that it can, at a minimum, break even for now. Because we've got, if we let it deteriorate too much, it will actually get so small that we literally can't do anything. Whoops. Be nice if we had a place to go. There, go there. It could get so small we can't get it. We won't be able to turn it back around in time to stay on pace. So we're going to at least make it break even now. And it's going to need meat in order to start growing. Because all these towns need corn. There's no corn for us to work with. So we have to do all this city building without one of the basic elements, or basic goods. We have no corn. So we've got to find some way to get these cities to grow with our hands tied behind our backs. Which reminds me, I want to put in another piece of track right here so that we can indeed move beer out to Grand Lac Victoria. We'll clean up where I put in the intersection so we don't have any short places where a train could get out there and block things. So that should all be good. Did I put trains here? I think I did. No. No? Oh, we've just started. Let's see. Train making wood. Saguenay's growing right this minute. That's good. And we want to have grain going to Saguenay. So, first thing I'm going to do is expand out here. And run grain into our warehouse. And we're out of money. Now, the other thing is, not only is this do we have all these challenges, but check this out. We're $10 million in debt. So we are pushing a rope up a hill without question. Now, did I put anything on here? I did. Are you getting anything? Okay, we've this one is now neutral. We want to at least keep it neutral. And we've got to get Saguenay has to grow and grow and grow. And here's why. Because, see, we've sent 18 up there already. That's real great, except the problem is that what's going to happen is Saguenay's internal warehouse for meat is going to get full, and it won't take anymore. And unless we can get it to empty out fast enough, doesn't matter how much we send up there, it's not going to go fast enough for us to stay on a perfect score pace. That's the challenge with this one. What's the hang up here? Did I forget signals somewhere? What in the world? I forgot signals on one side, didn't I? Must have. Okay, here comes our first snowstorm. Look at this. If you haven't seen this before or played this DLC or played with the snow on, your trains just basically stop. They stop for at least a couple of months. I mean, look at that. There's our movement. This train is going
close to Saguenay.
2 miles an hour.
We will use it to pile up supplies in the future. These supplies can reach the city.
Okay, so now they're telling us that we need to move stuff into a warehouse.
Connect the warehouse with your trucks
so
and
let's
stock
do
up
that.
the
Let's
necessary
connect
commodities there, so that they will be delivered to the people of the city over time.
Connect their warehouse. Like so, and keep in mind this one is not a superstation, so we're going to have to put a junction out here in order to let trains move back and forth. Whoops. And we will turn on the same 4 things. And we want log. Yeah. We'll turn on the same 4 things. You can take whatever out of the Quebec, and in the big one, you don't want to bring anything back. And go. And let's see. All right, we need to start, we're making enough now. Let's start sending stuff. Our problem is not can we create meat fast enough to fulfill this task. Our problem is can we make Saguenay consume it. See, we're almost done with the warehouse, but we can't. We cannot make Saguenay consume that any faster. Now we're making it grow, which is improving the consumption. But the whole key to this whole thing is that right there. See, that warehouse is overfilled. It's not going to take any more in. And we're not going to get any credit for it. See, so we've got our 20 up there.
Supplies for the winter
and we could have...
so that they can grow.
See, we've got 14 right here waiting for Saguenay to take them, but they will not take them. We actually, this is what I'm saying, if you don't get a promoter, you're not going to stay perfect on this thing. I've tried many ways to try to keep it going, and even keeping them growing. There, it's finally down to 14. So we need it. We need them there. See, it's overfilled. It's just they're not going to take anymore. We're up to 31, and we will get stuck there. Now the old one, the hard setting was actually 30, which means that we would already be there and be in good shape. So I don't know. They managed to make it harder, which wasn't very nice of them, I must say. Supply tower. Well, we're doing pretty well. 34. This is awfully good. Come on, eat one more. Come on, guys, eat one more. We're not growing either. There, it's growing a little bit. See, we're not getting any corn. It's opened up 2 more things it needs. There's no sugar. There's no way to make cloth because you need cotton. There's no cotton. See that? Look at that. That's just, oh, that's irritating. I cannot tell you how irritating that is. And without a promoter, you cannot get a gold. So let's pretend we got a promoter and let's keep going, because I've tried this multiple times and I'm honestly getting sick of it. So let's go over here now. Well, what's our task? Okay, we have to grow Saguenay, grow Grand Lac Victoria to 40,000, and it's down, I think, like 19,000 or something. Is that what I saw? Yep. But we're getting good satisfaction right now. So what we need to do is think about, okay, we've got to keep meat going there. The grain we're covered, the wood we're covered, the beer. Now we got to start getting beer there. Look, here's our promoter. Stinking guy. Where were you 5 minutes ago? All right, well, we can definitely use him for Grand Lac Victoria, her. So go help us out. So you will definitely help us there. So now we want a line that goes from Montreal to here, automatic. And there goes some beer. Good deal. There goes some more beer. Good deal.
Well done. Less refreshing than your progressions are news coming from the rebellious colony, the USA. The tensions among the single
So
states
look how much we're growing here now. Our big thing now is we've got to more than double our revenue rather quickly. So we got to look for every opportunity we can to make money. We can buy industries. We can run more lines. I think we need to look at anything where we can haul some more freight. We need to be doing that. So here's one up here. We can haul the pelts down here to this, I forget what they call them in this one, to the tailor. We can haul the furs to the tailor. So let's get that set up. Okay, that'll get us some revenue. We can haul wheat over here. I don't want to try to cross. We don't have enough money to build the big bridge over the St. Lawrence Seaway just yet. So why don't we do this? Let's grab the grain, I should say, over here and run it kind of this way. Like so. and wait for some money. I think, let's see, when you come out of Montreal, be empty. When you come out of Quebec, be empty. And go. I think I told it to be full both times. Nope, that time too. Okay. Okay, so now we're hauling some grain, we're hauling some furs. Here we go. Now, how can we start making some money? We're still growing Grand Lock. It looks good. It's on its way. We need to get to 40,000. What are we going to do? So here's a bad business. We have no cotton to feed it. This is a bad business overall because it can take in the furs, but it can't take any cloth. I mean, if we could get cotton to Montreal, the Montreal line would feed it. That would be good, but that's not reality. We're getting a lot of breakdowns. Let's replace our fleet. And we're not even close to there. Okay, we need more revenue. More revenue. Furniture. I'm actually even hard pressed to think of an industry to go there. I mean, we could put beer. It won't work putting meat because the meat is going to need this. It's going to need cattle. I mean, it's not the same as this one. This one's trading wood for the meat, so that's not going to work. Anybody big enough to need what is that? What in the world is that? Maple syrup. Who needs maple syrup? Not even close. They don't need her. Need 50,000 people. Oh, man. Could anybody take veggies? How about veggies? Anybody want veggies? That's not till 40,000. Here, let's buy that. We can make some money owning that. That's a good deal right there.
Well, well. But looking south makes it ominous. What if the conflict will not be limited to the USA, and instead their troops march into a northern direction?
See, we can't get sugar. We could get that. I don't think we have access to milk anywhere. There's just not a industry that we could put in there. No milk's flowing there. We can't access milk. It's up here. Jeez. Man. Okay, so the best way we could make money is actually by having more profitable, like, passenger lines. That's really, but you know, our automatic lines are doing fine because we've got the 2 special cars on there. So when they come back, they're acting just like a regular passenger line. We're probably not getting as many express statuses. Well, we did answer one question. We can hook this up. And we can run it into that warehouse. And to boost our revenue before it caught 500. How in the world could that be 500,000? Nobody's consuming it. Oh, what a crock that is. Sorry, that's baloney. All right, man, I hate to do this. We're going to have to go through the effort of switching out to do we need Pat? No, that's not true. I'm sorry, I'm babbling to myself. I'm trying to think if I want to switch to passenger and mail only lines. I can't see it. How far out can we go? We can give fish. I don't think anybody even needs fish yet. Good grief, fish is until 75,000. They won't need that maybe the whole game. A new business in Saguenay. We could give Saguenay a brewery for 400,000. Let's let this run to 400,000 and put a brewery in Saguenay. Since we're not going to have to buy and tear down and all that, we can just put one directly in there. Put it right there. Are we getting any? No, we're not. Okay, so now we need to start moving. Well, we should be. We need to start moving more. Yeah, much more. Much more grain into our warehouse system. And how'd we do last quarter? 871. We're gaining on it. We're gaining on it. And if we can start getting some grain over here, we're making some money off of that. So I think we could use a line that runs Saguenay to Grand Lock Victoria. Look at that, we're already shipping beer we're making. Okay, we'll find out in March. I'll bet you we're not quite there. Buy the tailor that doesn't make any money. God, what could we do with it? If we had that tailor, yeah, we are going to buy it. Okay. Okay, let's see what we're doing at March 30th. We got all that snow. I bet you we go backwards. 871, 524. So we have to make it this quarter, I think. I don't know why I'm worrying about perfect score. I mean, we obviously aren't going to get a perfect score, but I can't help it. It's a habit. What else could we possibly do? Is there something else we could buy? What would this thing cost us? $251. We'll take it. $700,000 bridge. Ouch, ouch, ouch. We could use boats in this game, couldn't we? Let's see if there's an alternative. That's cheaper. Let's see if we can make that work. What I want to do is have that grain that we own go into our beer that we own. Because this beer up here is actually takes in grain. It's not like the one over here that's trading for it. Wow, look at all those breakdowns. I'm not sure why we got all that money back right there. That didn't quite compute. I thought that was the train we've been running the whole time. Okay, we must not have made it. 861. We're kind of back where we were. It's summertime. We got to make it this quarter, guys. What do we got? 1865. Whew. Connection bonus for the maple syrup. Who needs maple syrup? Oh, they do. Okay. market crier might push us over it. We really need to get it. We have to get it this this quarter by September. The snow's going to hit us, and we're certainly not going to get it in the snowy one. Oh, look at this! Look at this guy growing. Give him a museum. Why not? You know what? It wouldn't have been a bad thing to give them an attraction, would it? And get more traffic. Keep growing, keep growing. Let's run Tyson 10-wheelers, faster train. I think. 37, 43, 27. Yeah.
We cannot afford to waste any more time.
All right, good deal. We made it. All right, let's stop right there. We've gotten off to a very strong start. This task right here, had we gotten a promoter on Saguenay, I think we would have hit gold on that one as well. But at any rate, hope you enjoyed that and got something out that'll help you get started on this very tough one. And next time we'll see what they have coming up for us in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it'll help you become a better player. I hope you'll like, comment, and subscribe, and join us for our next Railway Empire video. Thank you.